Alright, so this is day 28 of my 4-week attempt to quit smoking, to give up smoking, and I think overall it's been a success. That's not to say there haven't been some difficulties. As you know from the last video that I shot, I kind of slipped up by smoking or having an e-cigarette, and I'm not sure how to feel about that, or I wasn't sure whether I should restart from day one or how I should deal with that. But I thought to myself, this is still an attempt to quit, and I started 28 days ago, so yes, I might have slipped up off the wagon, but if someone else were in my shoes doing the same thing, I would be telling them that it's not like they've become a full-time smoker again, they've just slipped up, and as long as they get back straight on the wagon, then they're still giving up smoking, so or quitting smoking. So yeah, not going to give myself a hard time about that, and overall I think it has been a success, especially considering other attempts where I've barely made it 2 or 3 days. Yeah, it was good, I think. So overall benefits, sleeping much better, energy levels are much higher. I wake up now in the mornings typically ready to go. I'm still a bit groggy, but I remember every morning I used to wake up just feeling so groggy when I used to smoke, and I wouldn't really start to wake up again until I'd had a cigarette. So that's the first thing I've noticed. The other thing as well is, one of the good things about the job that I do, which is sales, is that I have this kind of direct feedback mechanism of how well I'm doing at my job, because it ultimately dictates how much money I earn. And I have seen my money or my commissions go up this month, and I think that's simply because firstly I have more energy, and secondly I'm more engaged and energetic with the customers, and I think that translates to higher sales volumes. And obviously that can be applied not just in a sales setting or a career setting, but also around your friends and your family. Generally I just feel a bit more positive, a bit more energetic, so that's one major benefit. Also, I don't feel the kind of shame, I guess, that I used to feel. I can wear like aftershaves and stuff now and not feel like I'm just trying to cover up that nasty smell. Saved myself, I don't know, probably 50 or 60 pounds a month in cigarettes, so that's pretty good. I breathe a lot easier. Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of benefits, and I fully recommend that if you are considering quitting, giving it up, then you should go for it. It is not going to be easy. I'm not going to sell you a dream here. It is going to be a difficult process, and particularly if it's your first attempt to quit smoking, or if you've been smoking for a long time, it is going to be difficult to get out of those habits. But I think that is the biggest thing, is getting out of the habit of smoking. And if you've had a habit for so long, I guess if like someone told you to stop brushing your teeth in the morning, like you'd feel really weird about not brushing your teeth for the first like few months. But it's kind of a double whammy, because not only is it a habit, but you also have the physical addiction to nicotine. But that part, the physical addiction to nicotine, is actually not too difficult to get over. If you were to isolate that feeling in your body, then it would be like a small itch or something like that, and you can just choose not to scratch it. The big problem comes with habits and all the triggers that you're going to find. So if you're used to having a cigarette in the morning, for instance, with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, then that first cup of tea or coffee is going to be the challenge. If you're a social smoker, then if you go out socially, you've got any events coming up, work events, I mean, it's Christmas coming up, so anything like that coming up, and you're also really going to struggle because those triggers are going to be there. But you basically just have to lay new foundations, you have to lay new pathways. So acknowledging that craving for a cigarette is there, but also acknowledging all the reasons why you stopped, or why you're attempting to stop in the first place, is super helpful for those first 3 or 4 days, I would say, are the worst. Beyond that point, things do get a lot easier. So once you've made it a week, things do get easier. Another big tip is do not get complacent. Just because you don't have cravings every day does not mean that you have beaten it in any way. And I learnt that the hard way last week by going out, drinking far too much, and essentially letting my guard down, feeling like it was totally okay to smoke, and then feeling nothing but misery and disappointment the following day. So keep your guard up for the first month or so at least. Don't ever feel like you've beaten it, because there have been attempts that I've made for 2 or 3 years where I've quit smoking and something has triggered it. So bear in mind that that temptation is always going to be there in your life, and I think that will be a massive help, because I think sometimes if you haven't smoked for a very long time and you suddenly have a craving to smoke, that can make you panic that you haven't really given it up. And of course, then when you panic, your initial reaction is going to be to reach for a pack of cigarettes, and I can guarantee that is not going to make you feel better. So that's my advice. I guess the best way I could describe the whole process has been kind of like mourning the death of an old friend, but a friend that's no good for you, that has convinced you that you need them, and actually once they're out of your life, you miss the comfort and the familiarity that they give you, but ultimately you realise you're a better person without them. So yeah, if you're considering it, I hope that this journey that I've shared with you has helped you, I don't know, make a decision about what you want to do, and to show you that it isn't an easy path, but is ultimately worth it. And let's face it, nothing that comes easy is worth doing. Am I saying that right? I'm not sure. Yeah, nothing that's difficult ever comes easy. Maybe that's what I mean. Hopefully you do know what I mean. It's never going to be easy to get something good. So you have to work for that, and that is all part of the process. So yeah, share your stories with me, as always, especially the comments on these videos. I don't have a huge amount of subscribers at the moment, but those that are subscribed are normally quite engaged in this channel, and the comments are a massive help, not just for me but for everybody else as well. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment on the channel, let me know about your journey. Are you just starting? Have you given up for any length of time? Do you have any tips that maybe I've missed, that others that are watching this video will benefit from? Let me know, and thanks very much for watching.